Hi friends, this is Kaushik Ranchod from the Ranchod Law Group. Welcome to our weekly immigration show. Today what I'm going to be talking about, we just got a J-1 waiver approved with Department of State funding, and the country here is Pakistan, where our client was from. So we're going to talk about that case study, how we got the case approved. Also, it's going to show you the latest processing times for cases that are happening right now. I'll give you an example of what is happening now, especially cases with Department of State funding that can take longer than a normal case. And this is also going to be an example of what happens when you have a request for evidence. So you will want to watch this video and of course, smash that like button. All right, let's get started here and talk about, first of all, I want to tell you about the processing times. We've got a lot of questions about that. So let's start off and give you an overview of the processing times, because a lot of times people are shocked about the amount of time it takes. So I want you to be able to plan accordingly. We filed the case in May 2020. After filing the case, there was an RFE issued October 2020. And the RFE was issued, of course, by USCIS. RFE is another name for request for evidence. USCIS transferred the case December 17th, 2020, and then Department of State requested sponsor views in November 2021. Sponsor views were issued January 2022, and then finally the Department of State gave a favorable recommendation, which always have to celebrate for that because of the long road, as you can see, that it takes, and this is one of the major hurdles. So that happened on March 16th, 2022. So we haven't received the actual final USCIS approval notice, but once DOS makes that favorable recommendation, USCIS will typically go ahead and issue the final approval, and we're expecting that shortly. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I even know if I qualify for a J-1 hardship waiver? So first of all, you have to have a qualifying relative. What's a qualifying relative? This is how you qualify, by having a relative who is either a U.S. citizen spouse, a green card holder spouse, or U.S. citizen child or green card holder child. In this situation, our client initially had a U.S. citizen spouse, and then after the RFE was issued, we were also able to talk about how the couple was expecting another child, and this of course added to the hardship. Since our client was from Pakistan, we were able to talk about the country conditions there. The U.S. citizen spouse grew up with great civil unrest, horrible strikes, and other untenable situations that occurred while they were living in Pakistan. The U.S. citizen spouse never felt stable in Pakistan, and they also had a mental health evaluation that confirmed the PTSD that they were experiencing as well. Additionally, we were able to talk about how the U.S. citizen spouse works long hours and they rely on the J-1 spouse to look after their child. So because of that, this would create untenable financial conditions if the J-1 holder would have to go back to Pakistan. The U.S. citizen spouse was also not educated enough to get a good job in Pakistan. So that was another form of hardship that we were able to discuss. Not only that, but the economic opportunities are really quite limited for women in Pakistan. So this contributed as another factor of career hardship, of financial hardship as well. Another factor in this case that helped get it approved was that they were part of a religious minority that would create hardship for them as well if they would go back to Pakistan, since they would face hardship due to the fact that they are in a religious minority. Now, because we got the case approved, the couple will be able to apply for a green card in the United States. So they'll be able to adjust status and apply for a green card in the United States and get their green card. First, you have to, of course, get the J-1 waiver before you're able to do that. The J-1 waiver does not give you lawful status, so that's the next step, is applying for the green card. So you can see here there was a variety of hardships here that we used. We combined all of those hardships to create the exceptional hardship argument. We were able to get this approved with Department of State funding, which is always just something that we want to celebrate, because that adds another layer of complexity, another factor to overcome to get these approved. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, subscribe. We want to make sure that you stay informed, so you can also hit the notifications and you can post a comment below. Thank you so much. Bye for now.